Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Samurai Jack. In this episode, we get Samurai Jack meeting the Scotsman, one of my favorite characters in Samurai Jack, man. I can't wait. I think this is my favorite episode in the entire series. Now, let me just stop geeking up a little bit, but dude, it's finally here. Okay, so why do I geek out so much about this? So, the Scotsman is a fantastic character. I just love like the almost exact opposite of what Jack is. Jack is one of your more upstanding characters. He doesn't say a lot of things. He's just super nice, super friendly, but super deadly. Where the Scotsman, he just runs his mouth. He's just loud. He's just crazy. I love this man. So when Jack is going across the giant ass bridge, to where exactly we don't really know, but we just see that he's crossing this ancient thing that's about to fall apart. He's being very cautious, and it's just massive. Like he spends an entire day traveling it, and still keeps on going, so he has to sleep on the darn bridge. Now, when he's sleeping on that bridge, it almost crumbles to dust beneath him, but thanks to his amazing skills, he's able to catch himself and save him from falling. So, way to go, Jack. Now, the next day, as he's traveling, we get to hear an amazing sound coming across the bridge. Those are the sounds of epicness. The bagpipes of the Scotsman. Ah, dude, this character. As I said, I geeked out on him in the beginning of the review. I had to geek out on him again. Just look at this design. Ugh, the peak of human beautifulness. Just look at that belly. Look at those muscles. Look at that leg that's no longer a leg, but a machine gun. Dude, like, he's just badass. Now, Jack and him are having a little bit of go between. Like, Jack wants to do the step aside. The guy's like, wait, if I step aside, I might fall over the edge because, he has a peg leg, so, it might not end well for him. So Jack's like, okay, I'll just go underneath you, I'll get past you that way. And he's like, so you can look at my skirt? Like, oh, first off, why would anyone want to look up your skirt? And Jack's like, no, you misunderstood. Look, I just need to get past you. You just need to get past me. And Scotsman like, okay, you can go back that way. Once I get off the bridge, then you can go. But I'm not going to make room for you, dude, and you're not going to go underneath me. And Jack's like, well, I'm not going to go all the way back there. That would waste way too much time, and I don't have time. And Scotsman's like, well, I guess the only way for us to settle this is to have a fight to the end to see who is the strongest warrior. And they're like, okay, fine. And they unsheath their blades, and they start going back and forth like madman. And Jack eventually brings out his ultimate move, cutting straight down on the Scotsman. But his blade doesn't cut in two like it has with robots and all that. And Jack's like, what the heck is going on? And the Scotsman reveals one of my favorite parts. He reveals that his sword has magical runes on it, preventing Jack from cutting through it. Now, I'm going to get into the reason why that's the most important thing for me later. That's going to be towards the end of the review. Now, the two continue fighting way into the night and into the next day, to the point where they're throwing swing after swing at each other, but it's just to no avail. And they're just to the point of exhaustion. So they just, stand there, take a little bit of a breather, take a pause before the two warriors go at it again. Now, as they're taking this breather, who shows up but the Bayou Bounty Hunter boys? They're driving these crazy ass machines that I don't know how the bridge is handling that. If Jack is very concerned about falling through the bridge, I wonder how that thing is surviving on the bridge. But okay, it works. Now, upon seeing the bounty hunters, both Jack and the Scotsman saying, these are bounty hunters sent from a coup and they're after me. And this causes kind of a shouting match between the two because they're like, wait, no, I'm the more dangerous bounty hunter that a coup's after. No, I am. And it just causes them to end up being chained together because one of the bounty hunters shoots metal cufflink at them, which chains them to each other. Now, as the two bounty hunters are getting closer, about to run into Jack and the Scotsman, Jack and him do eventually get away by cutting open the floorboards and falling to the ground. Now, you would think that this would be the end of anybody, but using cartoon logic, they land in the swamp and they're just fine. Now, they are still chained together and having to struggle through the swamp, and thankfully they're able to take some cover and hide as the search is going on by the Bayou boys and their robot gators. Now, eventually they are able to find a little village where they can hide for a little bit. Unfortunately, it's not that safe, and the Bayou bounty hunters show up and start decimating the village. It looks like just might be the end of our heroes until they have the bright idea of using the bullets from the enemy to cut through their locks. Now, I don't know about you, but I think a massive bullet like that probably is going to do more damage than just getting rid of your chains. I have a feeling that's probably going to disintegrate their bodies at the same time. Plus, your swords should be able to cut right through it like butter. So I'm not sure why you're having to use a giant bullet to cut through, but it's cool. And the number one thing with a TV show for kids is if it's cool, you gotta do it. Now, have some reasoning behind it, but still, as a kid, I could see why I would think that would be awesome to watch. Now, once they're both free, the two of them just tear through the gator and bounty hunter boys with ease, destroying all of them. At the end of it, the two of them like lapping it off and like, hey, sorry about that. I was overreacting. No, I was overreacting. Let me get you a drink. And we kind of have that little back and forth of the two arguing again. And that's pretty much the end of that episode. Now, let me get on to one of the things why I was so excited about the ruined sword when I was a kid. Because to me, that meant Jack is going to get to meet new warriors kind of like him that are fighting against a coup with magical mystical swords. And if I remember correctly, this is the only time that Jack meets up with someone with a similar mystical sword as him. I kind of wish that they would have added more cultures with their own swords like that are fighting against a coup. Scotsman, you could have them just representing Eastern England and all that, but that's just my personal desire. Now, overall, I gotta give the episode a 9.5. Great episode. Loved every second about it. I loved the Scotsman just roasting Jack, and Jack just not really being able to handle or understand what's going on. Like he said, like he talks in a very thick Scottish accent that you can't really understand what he's saying. And I've been to Poland where there's a few Scottish people vacationing as well. And yes, that is actually legit. I'm sorry for Scotsmen out there, but I can't understand a word y'all say when you really get going in with your Scottish. Like, you're like, oh, wait, what? It's pretty great. I love it. So this is just a love letter to that episode. I personally enjoy it. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend go watching it. You're going to have a blast. It's a fantastic episode. But leave a comment down below what your favorite part of the episode is, what your thoughts are on it, and I look forward to reading them. With that said, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all take care now. Bye.